As far as Uplift Capture goes, which is the kind of the main player here with what we're talking about and what you would be using at your facility, it is an extremely easy and efficient tool to use and implement into your programming. I think what separates Uplift is three things. The first being that it's mobile. You use two iPhones or iPads to capture data for pitching and hitting and also movements, but you can do that inside or outside with Wi-Fi or without Wi-Fi. So being able to move it around between cage to cage, it's not hardwired in. There's no cameras that you need to have plugged in all the time. It's extremely mobile, and being able to take that inside and outside is helpful for a lot of our use cases. The accuracy is phenomenal. We have done many different validations against other companies in the space. If you have questions about that, we're happy to share more outside of the webinar. But feel free to reach out. But the product is super accurate, especially given the fact that we're using two separate cameras, getting 3D visuals and different depth of vantage points. And then the price point. We do have the ability to offer you monthly billing if that's something that helps you out. I know it helps a lot of academies out that also bill month to month for their parents and players. But the price point is phenomenal, and we can talk about that in a little bit as well. To use Uplift Capture, you need 7.5 feet of space, both behind and to the open side of the player, both pitching and hitting. And then there are different setups that you can use. That's our main one, the one that we recommend. And then for most of our movements, you're set up roughly 7.5 feet at 45-degree angles from where the movement is taking place, whether that's a lunge, a squat, a jump, whatever it may be. Data is stored on the device when you're using Uplift Capture. I think it's important to note that. And then once you connect to regular internet, regular Wi-Fi, it's then uploaded to the cloud where reports and data is then being able to be viewed 5 to 10 minutes later. So all of that data, if I can show an example in a little bit, but essentially for one pitch or one hit, we show hundreds of data points on our CSV files. We take all of that data, simplify it out, into an actionable report for your instructors to teach your players, and then at the same level, give parents a deliverable that just goes on top of that instructor's eye test. Video and reports are all saved over time on our web portal, which Matt's going to talk about here in a little bit, and can be easily downloaded and shared. So the ability to view those videos and reports over time is a really good resource for our instructors and for our players and parents. And again, being able to see that over time and having that all stored online is super helpful, and you have access to all of that through our subscription. When it comes to Uplift Capture for pitching specifically, a lot of our users use it for injury risk assessments and overall delivery efficiency of how the body's moving. If your body's not moving correctly, the output or the ball flight and ball performance is not going to be as good as it can be. In partnership with OnBaseU, our reports break down the entire pitch sequence from wind up and loading, movement through foot contact, and acceleration through ball release. It's all provided there for you. We're going to show you an example of a report here in a minute. And whether you have young players just trying to figure out how they should be throwing or moving off the rubber, or you've got top end high school guys, college guys coming back in the summer that are just trying to gain more velocity, or they have they feel something in their elbow, or they're worried about getting injured. Uplift Capture gives you the resources to provide that actionable data to make those changes necessary to be moving efficiently. I think that the biggest thing for a lot of the people that I speak with at the academy level is they have the proficiency. They're all ex-coaches, ex-players. They can give players kind of that eye test, but again, being able to provide a deliverable, an assessment tool for players and specifically parents who are paying for these products. And being able to provide them something that's backing up what their eyes are seeing is super valuable. Same for the hitting side. On hitting, Uplift Capture finds all the energy leaks where a hitter can improve while they're moving through the swing. We provide kinematic feedback for everything from trunk position all the way through the swing of the bat. Obviously, there's a few less data points for hitting, but we take all of that data and again, provide a detailed report on the efficiency of that batter's movement to increase power. I think that with pitching and with hitting, it definitely is an assessment tool. With pitching, you want to be somewhat throwing high intent, so you're not going to use capture with every single bullpen. With hitting, you can, and it shows players that they're being consistent, with every single swing of the bat, and that there's no days off because you need to continue to swing the bat. It's harder to see the ball output in a cage. but you can definitely make sure your body's moving right with Uplift Capture for hitting. And then I think the other cool feature that we have to offer is that we're not just a pitching and hitting company when it comes to Uplift Capture. We provide all of these movement assessments as well. I think it's important to talk about it because with the purchase of Uplift Capture for pitching and hitting, you do get access to movement. You have access to range of motion assessments, energy leak assessments when it comes to different types of jumps, lunges, squats, all of that at your fingertips. So I've definitely recognized with academies recently that if you've got pitching and hitting, a lot of facilities are adding a strength and conditioning component, so they can kind of be an all-in-one package for their membership. Being able to add Uplift Capture into your programming is super simple. You can use the same devices, the same app. You just essentially go in the app, click which movement you want to do, and you can add an entirely new form of revenue and movement vertical into your programming.